this your first time in Toronto?
This is not my first time in Toronto. I've been here actually quite a few times since I've started playing music, and maybe like some of my family lives about an hour and a half outside, so we used to come up here a little bit, and I love it. It's great. It's good to be back.
And why are you here in Toronto? Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm here in Toronto to do some promo for my new record, Gravity Happens, which comes out in 3 days, and to shoot a video for my single Heart in Chains.
Oh, so why did you choose Toronto?
I chose Toronto because my Canadian label is amazing, and we found a treatment that we thought this would be the perfect location for. And it's also pretty cool because the song, I worked on it with 2 Canadian artists. And so it's kind of a little love fest, and I think it'll be really kind of the perfect place to...
And tell us about the inspiration behind your song.
Heart in Chains is a song that is basically about a relationship where you are so deep in love with this person, you're so kind of obsessed in the relationship that it's almost detrimental, and it's really not very good for you, but it feels so good to be so in love that you don't care. So this person really has your heart in chains, you know, and so the song has some darkness to it in that it's pretty much an unhealthy feeling, but it also has this rush, this huge chorus of, you know, but this is, you know, there's a line that says, I don't want it any other way. This is like, you know, this is too good to sort of, you know, stop.
Okay, and do you take a lot of inspiration from personal life experiences, or is it just kind of like from life in general?
A lot of my inspiration comes from personal life experience, just because writing for me is a way to sort of work out whatever's going on in my life. So some of my songs are journal entries of sorts, but then others are things that kind of are inspired by stuff I see going on around me, and, you know, people I meet, and just sort of things that I see happen in everyday life, because I'm so fascinated just by human interaction and the way people kind of, you know, deal with relationships and everything, that whatever it sparks it, you know, it's always something different.
So you said you have a new album?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the album.
My new record, Gravity Happens, is really, really just my favorite thing that I've done. I'm really excited about it because it's musically, I've kind of started describing it to people as, I hope that it's their favorite pair of blue jeans. You know, I hope that it's just comfy, that they can throw this record on anytime, and it's fun, it's definitely upbeat and young. It's a little bit more comfortable with being honest and vulnerable, and musically it's a little bit less pop and it's more rootsy.
And did you work with a lot of other artists on this album, or no?
I worked with 2 producers on this album, well actually more than 2. 2 producers did a good chunk of it, and then there were a couple others, so I actually worked with a lot of people on this record, but I wrote it all, you know, myself. I wrote on every song, and a couple of the songs I wrote with some friends, but, you know, mainly it's a very personal record for me, but I worked with some amazing producers that really brought out the life of the song and kind of really, really took them, you know, from a state where they were simple and turned them into something that now I feel like really says exactly what I wanted to say.
Okay, so you are a singer, songwriter, and actor.
Yeah.
Where do they make women like you, and how do we become like that? Tell us about it. Let us know.
I've, you know, been a singer-songwriter for almost 10 years now, and that's definitely my first passion, but I guess I can call myself an actor now because I've been acting on the TV show One Tree Hill, for one thing, for the last couple seasons, and it was an unexpected thing that came about just with an audition, and I knew that if I auditioned for the show I could play some music on TV, and so I was supposed to be on for about 4 episodes, and now I'm on the 4th season, you know, that I've been on, so it's been really cool, and it's a creative process that I wasn't very familiar with, acting, but I really love it. And so I hope that, you know, I think music is still my first language, my first passion, but I'm hoping that, you know, acting can be something that I dip my feet into a little bit more, you know, as I kind of grow and evolve as an artist.
Yeah, and how do you find time for the 2? How do you not lose your mind and just...
Balancing acting and music is not an easy feat sometimes, just because it's crazy, you know, especially with TV. One Tree Hill, you know, one day I'll be told, okay, I'm working, and then it rains, and so the schedule switches, and then I'm working 2 days later, and the flights change, and it's the same with music, you know, like, tours and stuff, everything's not always set in stone, and so it's definitely been a challenge, but I think it's been really good for me because it's taught me to be flexible and just roll with the punches, because there was a time when I was just freaked out if anything kind of the routine changed or whatever, and it's helped me to be a little bit more laid back, a little bit more easygoing, and it's so worth it, you know, as long as you make sure that you're giving 100% to everything that you're doing and you're not slacking because there's too much on your plate, then it's totally.
And how does Kate Voegele stay grounded?
Kate Voegele stays grounded. Let's see. I think that I stay grounded because I try to do what I do for the right reasons for me. I think that I really have tried in the last few years, as things have gotten more busy and more crazy, to just focus on what I can give with my music rather than what I can get. You know, I think that the entertainment business, it's easy for people to get really me, because it's like, you know, oh, I want to sell this many records and I want to be on this tour, and it's all this stuff about who's who and who's important and who's cool, and for me, crazy. So yeah, I mean, you know, I grew up in the Midwest and I had a great life. I have a great family and great friends, but you know, nothing extravagant. We were just very, very simple, and so it's I think that's how I stay grounded. Is I just think about, okay, like, let's focus on what I can give my fans. If I can give them a better day, or I can make somebody smile with this song, that's what I'm going to put my stock in, rather than what can I get out of it, you know, because at the end of the day, I really just want my job to be purposeful.
Take you to see. Well, then I'd say
What do you have planned for the rest of the year for us?
2011 is going to be a really fun year. I'm releasing Gravity Happens, my new album, in like 3 days. Thrilled about that. And I am actually going on tour in the States with Natasha Bedingfield for about 6 weeks. I'm so bummed her tour isn't coming to Canada, but I keep telling people that I have no control over that because my Canadian fans are very upset with me, and I was like, I promise I'm on someone else's tour. But after that tour is over, I think that we're going to basically work on figuring out then what we can do up here in Canada, and hopefully get a bunch of tour dates in before the end of the summer or in the fall in Canada to play these new songs up here for you guys. And then also, the end of the summer, I'm doing something really exciting with Oakley, who's my sponsor. We're putting out a signature pair of sunglasses that I designed, and these aren't them, these are Oakley's, but they aren't out yet. They'll be out in August, and they'll be out internationally, so they'll be out in Canada too. And basically, the album artwork that I drew for my album is going to be incorporated in the glasses. So
She draws as well.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm an art
man.
kid, very much. But yeah, I mean, anyone who buys the glasses will get a download card for my album too. So it'll be a really fun little way to kind of keep the love for the record going.
Okay. Are there any artists you're looking forward to working with in the future?
There's so many artists that I'm dying to work with and that I would love to. And, you know, I think that for me it's just about, I would love to collaborate with an artist whose, you know, music was maybe from a bit of a different time period that, you know, is still relevant today. But, you know, there's so much great music out there today, but I'd just be so interested to get the perspective from somebody who has, you know, been on tour and made records in the, you know, 70s and 80s, and just some of this time in music that was really, I think, kind of crucial in an inspiration sense.
Okay, so what kind of music do you like then? I guess that kind of flows right in.
Sure. I love all different types of music. I am one of those people who can be influenced by, you know, something like Eric Clapton, and the next day, you know, an Eminem song or something. I mean, truly, I love just well-crafted songs and people who are passionate and, you know, sort of have a voice and aren't afraid to be unique. And I think that, you know, right now I'm loving Robert Plant's new project, The Band of Joy. Is awesome. And, you know, he is actually working with Patty Griffin, who's another artist that I love, on that project. So she's been a huge inspiration to me. Her music is just fearless, and she's got this huge voice, this tiny little thing, and you know, so I think that I'm all over the map, but I'm really, that's what's great about it. I think that's what gives me the best inspiration, is just by being open to listening to.
So, like, what do you do in your downtime? On the rare days you have a day off, what do you do?
On my days off, I have a tough time staying relaxed because I tend to be go, and so I always feel like I have to do something, or I have to, you know, be working on something. But in order to really just chill out, I think that all I really need are good friends, people who make me laugh, and you know, I'm a big fan of finding cool new places, local coffee shops, local restaurants, local shopping, definitely some retail therapy in there somewhere. But I think like travel for me is probably my main way to relax, is just by going somewhere I haven't been and wandering around and kind of just trying to soak up a new
Dip in your feet, and if you battle.
My inspiring words to anybody who's going for, you know, something in the entertainment world or outside the entertainment world, basically anybody who's got a dream and wants to go after it. I think that my biggest advice would be just to find an inner fearlessness, because when I first started, I was very concerned with pleasing everybody. I wanted everybody to like my music, and if somebody, you know, was trying to change me, it hurt my feelings. And what I really wish that I'd had back then was just this thick skin that said, this is who I am as an artist. And, you know, sort of my biggest advice is just, if you can find this fearless confidence in what you do. I'm trying to talk louder. It's getting loud in this lobby. But, you know, if you can really just sort of not let your fears and doubts limit you and shut those out and just go for it. I mean, why not? You know, nothing's worth doing if you're not going to do it 100%. You know, that's kind of my mantra. So
the wind along the way.
You can find out about all my music and everything that's going on with me at katevoegele.com, facebook.com/KateVoegele, and on my Twitter, which is @KateVoegele. I tweet quite a bit, so follow me and find out exactly what I'm up to and what's going on with our new record and all this great stuff. And yeah, I've got a lot of good stuff coming up. So check in, and hopefully we'll be coming touring somewhere near you. And the CD will be in stores in a couple days.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.